Listen to this video. Make sure you listen to this video. Comment and share this video.
God bless you. Prophet Elijah Bamidele Iluholo is my name. I just want to ask a question this morning. I've been on the prayer mountain. I just want to ask God. I just want to ask this question this morning. And this question I'm asking Nigerians this question. Why is it that anytime there is a challenge, anytime there is an issue in Nigeria, that we, the Yorubas, we, the Hausas, the Northerners, we always look for a way to accuse the Igbo for being responsible for the challenge that is going on in the country? Why is it always like that? Nothing has happened in this country that has to do with challenge that the Igbo have not been accused for being responsible. You remember, I gave a revelation when I told the world and Nigerians that this protest that is coming up has been hijacked. And I said some of the organizers have eaten the forbidden fruit. That the major reason, purpose why we are coming out to protest that will not be achieved. I told you people ahead. I said it ahead that this is what I saw in my vision. Any nation where the voice of God is not recognized, that nation will have issue. I told you people that this protest, I did not see it coming out successfully because what I saw in the spirit is different from what is going to happen. This, look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. I told you people. Why are the Igbos always the victim of circumstances? Why are they always the victim? Why do we always accuse the Igbo for being responsible for the challenge that goes on in Nigeria every time? Why? Are the Igbo not part of Nigeria? I thought they say we have one Nigeria. Are the Igbos not part of Nigerians? Igbo marry Yoruba, Yoruba marry Igbo, Igbo marry Hausa, Hausa marry Igbo. Why do we always accuse these people? I was not actually expecting the Igbos to come out and protest, because if they have come out to join this protest, it would have been worse than what is going on now. The Igbo would have been fully accused that they are the one. Even for the fact that they still did not come out, we still accuse them. Kilo Day, what is it? Is this hatred or jealousy or heaviness? There is a point I want to make clear to every Nigerian. Anywhere you are in the world, the Igbo people you see in Nigeria are the Israelites of Nigeria. Anywhere they are, they will succeed. Anywhere they are, they will survive for whatever situation. I said this many years ago. The hatred on these people is getting too much. It's too much. If we Nigerians don't want the Igbo, they give them Biafra, let them go. I keep shouting this thing. No, when I give them their only they go. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please look into the issue of the Igbo. I beg you. Give them what belongs to them. Una say no. Give them Biafra, make they go. Una say no. Every single mistake we accuse them. We are busy burning down their shops, destroying their property, working all day. What is it? Sometimes I feel like crying for the Igbo people. What is it? I'm saying this thing is really hurting me. It's paining me from my heart. How did the Igbo now become the problem of the protest? Are the Igbo the problem of Nigeria? Are they? Presidency will not give them. Vice president will not give them. Senate president will not give them. And nothing. They don't have any important position they are handling in Nigeria. Still, we not still let them get peace. Because a job. Let's allow these people to rest. They are also Nigerians. If we really say we don't want them again, then let them go. Give them their Biafra, let them go. Let's know that Igbo people are no longer part of Nigeria. Maybe they go. This hatred, this backbones on the Igbo is busting my head. I know a lot of people are going to come after me, abuse me. Nigeria, you say the truth, you are a problem. Please, I beg you. Then this go to the Igbo. The Igbos. A city divided against himself cannot stand. It is our time for you people to come together and start speaking one voice. All the billionaires in Igbo land, all the celebrities in Igbo land. It is time for you people to come together and start speaking one voice. You people are too divided. The Igbos are too divided. Come together. You can see, well, I'm not an Igbo man. There's never a time I'm coming to Igbo land to collect a chieftaincy title. But I'm only concerned as a servant of God, as a prophet of God. I am only concerned. Please, let's have mercy on the Igbo people and stop all this hate on them. I don't think it's a good one. May God bless you. Please, I am only speaking as a man of God. I don't have any interior motive. I don't know.
You see, I saw this tweet yesterday from a popular handle. The writer wrote, "The events of January 15, 1966 is happening again in Nigeria, and people are not noticing. The North lost more political and military officers, followed by the West, and the Igbos lost none. They instigated and led a military coup and protected their own. And today, they have instigated a national protest and refused to participate."
Why you going to talk like that?
So this tweet generated quite a lot of reactions. Even Dele Momodu reacted to it, telling the propagators to face what is facing them and leave the Igbo man alone. Now, why am I reacting to the tweet and making this video? Because if you don't challenge a lie, it may begin to appear like the truth. Our people say that until animals have their own historians, that the story of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. If you do not lick your lips, Hamatan will help you and lick it. Now let us lick the lip together and address the issue. The January 1966 coup, was it actually an Igbo agenda? Was it actually a plan by the over-ambitious Igbos to take over the country?
Now lie.
Now, first things first. In one of my previous videos, I told you how the Igbos emerged as one of the most relevant groups in the formative stages of Nigeria.
Yes.
As at 1950, they had the highest number of post-secondary graduates in Nigeria. And following independence in 1960, they occupied 45% of management positions in the civil service. And it was estimated that it may reach 60% by 1966.
Really?
They also occupied more than 50% in Nigerian Railway Authority, Nigerian Ports Authority, Nigerian Foreign Service, so on and so forth.
God gave it to me.
And this was the first point of envy. Other major ethnic groups began to see them as being over-ambitious and being a threat. But it was not just in the civil service that they led. They also had majority of the numbers in the military.
Are you telling me the truth?
Because at the time, the Igbos had the basic education needed for enrollment.
You get it?
Now, following the first election, which was obviously manipulated by the British, and power was handed over to the Northern People's Congress, who were supposed to protect British interests, confidence in genuine democracy was compromised in Nigeria from the very beginning. And the military were watching. Now, the MPC came into power, and they made northern interest a priority over national interest. And they did not hide it. They came out open. It was their policy.
What we see.
In fact, one of the interviews granted by Sir Ahmadu Bello, who was the most prominent figure in the MPC then, this was what he had to say about the Igbos.
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by Northerners. In actual fact, what it is a Northerner first.
Now, with this type of mentality, how do you think you can lead a multi-ethnic country and expect to succeed? Now, the policy was get some people off their positions, replace them with people from the desired ethnic group, whether they have the qualification or not. And this culture of nepotism, tribalism, favoritism, social injustice and corruption was not a good foundation for any government to be built. And the military opened their cup, and we are watching. And in the early 60s and 70s, military coup was very rampant in Africa. In fact, every African country experienced a military coup apart from Cameroon.
Must learn a lesson.
Now, the census crisis of 1964 happened. The census was stage managed. Figures were inflated to favor a region to get more resources at the expense of others. And the military were watching. Now, the Western election crisis of 1965 happened, where it was reported that the premier then, Akintola, lost the election but refused to concede power, which led to crisis. But the prime minister then sided him and rather arrested Obafemi Awolowo and charged him with treason. It was during that crisis that Wole Soyinka was adjudged to have held up a radio presenter and forced him to remove premier speech and replaced it with another speech.
Look at my face.
It was one crisis after another, and the military were watching. If the leadership we had then were sensitive enough, they would have known that the government they were running was standing on one leg, dancing go. But our people say that a puppy that has been destined to die does not perceive the smell of feces. Funny
people.
So when the military now struck in the early stages of 1966, a military that had prominently Igbo soldiers, who do you think are likely to lead the military coup? The Igbos. But there is more to this Igbo agenda that they attached to that coup, because one of the major coup plotters was Yoruba, Major Adewale Adeboyega, who now came out in 1981 and wrote a book, Why We Struck, where he explained the reason behind the coup. Explained that there was no ethnic group that was singled out, that they just wanted to put out an underperforming government at the time.
You get it?
He said that one of the major reasons for the coup was to reinstate Obafemi Awolowo as the premier of the West. Do you think the Igbos will lead the coup just to reinstate a man who is not from their ethnic group? I doubt. Even the leader of the coup, Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu, was only Igbo by name.
Really?
He was born in Kaduna, raised in Kaduna, schooled in Kaduna, spoke fluent Hausa, and identified as a Northerner.
You get it?
So if Igbos wanted to lead an Igbo agenda, is it a man with a mixed ethnicity that is supposed to lead it? I still doubt. Now let's talk about the casualties.
I could have
The northern emir then, the prime minister, the premier of the West, and then the finance minister, Prince Festus Okotie Ebo, were the major targets.
Continue.
And the main Igbo leaders at the time, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was not even in the country. Then Michael Okpara, who was the premier of the East, was not part of the election crisis of the West. So are the coup plotters supposed to track him down and kill a man who was not part of the crisis just because they want to balance the killing?
by a murderer.
I'm still wondering. Now, in the part of the military, do not let anybody fool you into believing that Igbos did not have any casualties. They had.
You get it?
Prominent among them was Lieutenant Colonel Otto Unegbe. It was reported that this man was so prominent in the army that he had the keys to the armory and refused to surrender it to the coup plotters, and it cost him his life. So he was loyal to the government of the MPC and paid dearly for it. But when they talk about people who paid the supreme price in the cause of nation building, they hardly mention his name, because mentioning his name will now make this idea of an Igbo coup null and void.
We don't know why it's going
Even Agui Ironsi, who was the most top-ranking military officer at the time, was earmarked for elimination, but he got wind of it, mounted a resistance, and broke the queue, and ended up emerging as our first military head of state. Now, am I saying what these guys did is good? No. You don't overthrow an elected government and you don't go around killing people. Hell. But why do we allow the reckless activities of a few people to make us project the Igbo in negative light since 1966 till now? Now, 6 months after this coup that brought Aguiyi Ironsi as head of state, northern officers went on a counter coup in retaliation, where Ironsi was killed, his friend Fajuyi was killed, and over 300 officers and men were murdered.
I could have killed a lot of people.
And if it had stopped there, we would have taken it as maybe one of those tragic incidents in nation building, but it went beyond that. Igbos on the street were attacked, rounded up, murdered, injured, maimed, their shops looted. It was reported that over 3,000 Igbos were either killed, maimed, or injured. And the number of Igbos that ran away from the north and the west down to Igbo land was over 1 million that period. That was the most deadliest coup in the history of the country. And today, the man that led that coup, Murtala Mohammed, is a national hero. His face is on our currency. An international airport was named after him.
No problem.
We had 7 major coups in Nigeria. All the coup plotters today are all heroes.
You get it?
Olusegun Obasanjo is an elder statesman, having been civilian president for 2 terms. Muhammadu Buhari, who led a coup that removed a democratically elected president, Shehu Shagari, today is an elder statesman, having been civilian president for 2 tenures. But the only coup that Nigerians will choose to remember is that of January 1966, because it justifies their hate for a certain ethnic group.
This world can be something.
You see, the Igbo man is not your enemy. He does not have any agenda. His only agenda is progress and development. So the earlier we start facing what is facing us in this country and leave the Igbo alone, the better for us.
We have to rise.
According to the English of Dele Momodu, he said ethnicizing this protest is a big form of ingenious move. You should face what is facing you. Leave the Igbo man alone.
Jesus Christ.
I am Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to ask a question. Nigerians, how market now? During the elections, I did a video. Why hate the Igbos in their own country? And hell was let loose. A lot of people attacked me. Now, Peter Obi was an option, but others decided to choose otherwise. I have a neighbor near me here. When I told him, who would you vote for? He said, how will I vote for an Igbo man when my brother is contesting? Ironically, his wife is an Igbo woman. Recently, I saw him. He was looking tattered. I asked him, how market now? There's a problem in this country. The poor that you want to fight for, they are the ones who hate you and fight you. They suffer from what is called Stockholm Syndrome, where they fall in love with those who kidnap them and rape them. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, rightly said during COVID, say when things go bad, the poor pay the highest price. But the problem I have with Nigeria, the poor don't know how to make the right choices. The poor are the enemies of their own progress. I want to ask a simple question. Those thugs that were throwing away ballot boxes, that were carrying ballot boxes to run in Lagos, how market now? How transport fare? How cement price? How price of food? Una don dey hungry? Una don dey get small sense. I want to ask another set of people. Those of you in the north who said that instead of an Igbo man to rule, you are ready to go to war. Those your leaders who made such stupid statements. Where are they? They have left you. Some of them have traveled overseas. And you are here burning Nigerian flag. You are just wasting your energy. You are protesting. You are wasting your energy. Tinubu is going to be president for 8 years. 8 years, and there's nothing you can do about it. Tinubu is the pepper soup we all cooked. We will drink of it. Particularly those of you who form the lower class, because you were the instruments that were used to rig. Okay, youth copper in NYSC member in Kogi State that was collaborating with a policeman to rig elections. How market now? You don't get work. Are you employed? What about those of you in some polling stations in Lagos that were thumb printing? How market? The money they gave to you, the 30,000 they gave to you, has it not finished? Can it buy garri? Can it buy rice? How market? Those of you in Rivers State who joined to falsify the elections and rig and cancel votes in favor of somebody who did not win elections. How market now? Are you buying petrol different? Are you buying bread at a different price? Peter Obi said that they don't sell bread differently for Muslims, for Christians in church or in the mosque. What of the fake bishops? Fake bishop. Fake bishop, how now? That your collar will soon fall from your neck. Go fall. How market? The money they gave to you is finished. What about CAN chairman that recently went to, is it CAN chairman? No, CAN representative, you went there. You came out and you were talking nonsense. How market now? Your offering will soon reduce. How market? How are you buying cement? You will find it difficult to pay your workers. How much are you buying diesel? Oh, you think you will use our offering to go for pilgrimage? I hear you. Or go to Rome for treatment. What about those who were supporting evil? How market now? You fall sick, you will remain in Nigeria. The people you supported, when they fall sick, they will go overseas. What about the Agberos? Those Agberos that were being utilized to traumatize people in Lagos. How market? How market? How market? What of the people in the east that fought against the emergence of Peter Obi? How market? But let me quickly say this. I did that video. Why do you hate the Igbos in their own country? Because somebody's mother was Igbo, you said they should not vote for him. I respect people like Obasanjo, Bode George, Faturo, Barrister Faturo B. I don't know, I can't pronounce his name well. All different tribes, Aisha Yusuf, different people from the north, from the south, from the west, from the east. It was a choice between good and evil. It was a choice between progress and retrogression. Can't you see the Labour Party, they have brought out how much they spent in their election? I voted for APC, for House of Representatives. I voted for Labour Party governorship. I voted for PDP, one other elections. So I voted for different parties. I'm non-partisan. But I selected people that I knew I could, that they could come out tops. So, I mean, that could perform. I made mistakes in some places. The governor we voted for here in Delta State is doing well. He's doing well. He's doing well. So, but your choice is your choice. And we have made a choice. Let us settle down with this choice and harvest whatever we have planted. I made a post. Why do you hate Igbos in their own country? People traumatize me, attack me, abuse me. Usually I don't care. I don't care. I didn't answer any of those posts. But let me ask you a question. The Igbo man will be the last man to suffer the consequences of economic hardship. If the price of dollar goes very high, he will import things. He will transfer the cost to you who is buying from him. He will transfer the cost. If the cost of diesel goes up, you go to buy things from Nnewi, from Onitsha that he produces. He will transfer the cost to you. He is running businesses all over the country. He will transfer the cost to you. Most of those of you who are religionists, regionalists, tribalists, partisan, what will I call you, partisan Mongols, you don't have anything in your economy in terms of tribe. You don't have anything. Most of the economy of Lagos is owned by outsiders. The economy in several states outside the eastern states is owned by different tribes, different nationalities. You will suffer. You've made the wrong choice. Bear the pain. Don't go into the streets. These men will come after you. After some time, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Because all the ones Kokori did, he died in the hospital in Nigeria. No person carried him overseas. I'm not going to fight the fight of the poor man. No, he is his greatest enemy. And so, next time you have the chance to choose rightly. Poverty has no religion. Poverty has no tribe. Poverty has no region. In fact, the poorest regions support corruption most in this country. You see your shame? Somebody they forged the signature, he didn't even know. You see your shame? Okay, continue. On this mandate, we shall stand. He who laughs last, laughs better. I just dey laugh now. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. Whether I'm your friend or not, I don't care. I am my own friend. God bless you.